We're not in a therapeutic session, but we're all really aware that when you're making art, it does tend to bring out your emotions. I had this idea about using body mapping as a process because it's an art technique that doesn't necessarily mean that somebody who's never ever picked up a paintbrush before can't become fully involved in. You trace around your body and then you draw all around your outline, and from that outline, which has been charcoaled onto the canvas, it's the point where your story can start emerging.
Domestic abuse is a traumatic experience, and we're inspired by the women that we work with in terms of surviving the experience and moving beyond it. At the same time, they have many aspects to their lives beyond survivors, and we wanted to give them, with Rachel's work, an opportunity to tell their stories, but also their hopes and aspirations of where they see their lives moving on from the abuse.
When you begin a project like this project, you know you're going to be working with some very vulnerable individuals. So the first day, we actually spent quite a bit of time just getting to know each other, because I know that if they feel safe, they're going to be able to create.
Who is calling me? Your face I can't see. Why is it you seem to hate me? Why is it my reflection I see? Where's your self-love? Where's your self-care? When you love, why isn't it shared? Emotionally unavailable, personality unstable. These are some of the labels. I won't listen to my biggest critic, because that critic is me. Time to be who everyone else sees. The darkness ends and the light journey begins.
At the start of the sessions, there was a kind of buzz of nervous energy, which as soon as Rachel started explaining about the processing and explaining about body mapping, it quickly turned to excitement, and the women completely got behind the process.
You know, these are people, they're not just facts and figures and distant statistics. They're not just victims, which is how society likes to see them. And it isn't just that they're somebody who society sees as a victim who's moved into being a survivor. They have a full life. They are a full person. It's very much about their life and moving forward and being able to share their story in a safe way for themselves, but also for other people.
It's really clear that through the support they get from Advance, they're now able to come and be part of the workshops because they know this place is safe. We've talked about the fact that this affects every generation, and it even affects animals, it affects children, it affects the whole family. I want people to see that out of some of the most tragic circumstances, individuals can still do something that's really beautiful. They almost want the artworks to be there for other women to be able to find the support that they're getting. And that's really the ambition of the work. I always think it's necessary, if at all possible, to have some celebration event at the end of the process so they can actually stand back and really acknowledge what they've achieved.
Welcome everyone. Thank you so much for coming to spend your evening with us here tonight. We are marking our 20th anniversary this year, and this evening is a big part of that and a big celebration.
Preventing violence against women and girls and supporting survivors and victims is a key priority for the government. It's one of the areas, I would say, having worked in the Home Office for over 20 years, where there's real energy and passion backed up by political interest. So with thanks to Advance, Rachel, and all the women who contributed to this exhibition tonight, I hope you have a good evening.
her face, I can't see. She thought, why is it you seem to hate me? See her, wait, broken and shall I see? See, where's yourself? Where's yourself? See her.